Today I'm going to paint an apple just using purple and white acrylic paint. And you can see I've started sketching out the shape of the apple, and this video is sped up to keep this video a little bit shorter. And if you've never painted an apple before, one tip is to not have overly rounded kind of edges to it, because if you have sharper edges, more boxy edges, it ends up with a more kind of natural and less dull looking apple. So painting a subject in a single color is a great exercise to incorporate into your artist practice on occasion, especially if you're a beginner. So it allows you to focus on the form of your subject and not worry about the color of it itself. As long as you keep the values and the shape correct, color doesn't matter. Nature may not have purple apples, but when this painting is complete, it'll definitely look like an apple. And I'm just doing the background right now. And I've chosen a very, very pale, so almost completely white, but with just a hint of purple for the background, and that'll just make the apple pop. And the first layers of paint that I'm putting onto the apple itself are going to be pretty blocky. One of the wonderful things about acrylic is that it's really just made for layering. So I'll put on a layer of paint and then I'll add some more layers and some more layers. And in the end, I'll have something that I'm quite happy with. So you can use this method of monochromatic paintings with any subject, whether it's a landscape, still life, or portrait, it'll always work. It lets you practice painting without the complication of color. Now, a lot of artists, we love painting with colors, bright colors, different colors, but this is a really valuable exercise if you're a beginner, because you can practice with acrylics or whatever your medium without needing to think about whether the color is what you actually want, or if the paintings you're mixing will become muddy, or maybe the paintings once they're beside each other aren't as great as you would hope they would be. This just helps you practice painting, it helps you practice form, it just helps you practice your skills. And this exercise can also help fuel creativity. So if you break out of the idea of always painting using the local color or actual color of an object, it can help you in future paintings where you maybe will be much more comfortable in saying, hey, maybe this color isn't there visually, but I'm going to add it in because it's going to add a little bit of excitement or interest. So if you want to try this exercise, I recommend using a paint color that is very dark straight out of the tube. In this exercise, or in this video, I'm using dioxazine purple, which is almost black. But you could use like indanthrone blue, indigo blue, Prussian blue. A lot of the blues can be very dark. Some of the purples are as well. I wouldn't choose like yellow or even a lot of reds because they tend to not have those really, really dark values straight out of the tube. So you're going to struggle in creating your form because you need a range of values to be able to show what the form of your subject is. You could also use a very dark gray or brown or even a black, and those colors are fine, but they're a bit more expected than a purple apple though. So if you want to use this as a way to break out of kind of a rut or use just something completely different, then I would use a completely different color than what your subject actually is. So gray, brown, black, those are all colors that or shades that you would expect to see in like a black and white photo or in a sepia tone photo. So it's just a little bit more expected. So here we go. We're at the end. We definitely have an apple here, a purple apple, which is not expected, but it's a great little exercise as an artist, something that is worth doing on occasion, and try it with different subject matters. Especially if you're new to a certain subject matter. It can be a lot easier and quicker, and it helps you get more comfortable with your paints and the subject.